What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for the weekly fragrance rotation number 36. Let's hop into it. Starting things off on Sunday, I went with Tommy Hilfiger Summer Edition 2025. I picked this one up at a rack store about a week ago. On the top, you get some lemon and cardamom, so it has this warm lemon feel. Then as it dries down, it becomes a little more fresher and aromatic. You get some rosemary, and you also get some amber, providing this sweetness. In the base, you get some musky patchouli as well. I think it smells nice. It definitely doesn't blow me away. It's not one of my favorite pickups of the month, but it is a decent little summertime cheapie. It's kind of in the same genre as Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Le Parfum. It definitely doesn't smell like it, but it is in that same genre, kind of like that warm, summery smell. Performance on here is all right. I get about 5 hours of performance. If you want something that has a warmer scent DNA for the summertime, this could be a good option to go with. Again, I went with Tommy Hilfiger 2025 Summer Edition. On Monday, I went with Mont Blanc Explorer. This is Mont Blanc's take on Creed Aventus. In the opening, you get a blast of bergamot, so super fresh, citrusy. It becomes a little fresh, spicy, little aromatic, and you pick up a blast of Ambroxan, providing this very sharp, metallic shower gel freshness. Performance is really good. You get about 7 to 8 hours of performance. It's a big compliment getter as well. I remember the first time I smelled this one at a Macy's, my mind was completely blown by how great it smelled. This is actually the first fragrance that introduced me into that Creed Aventus style DNA. Definitely a great signature scent right here. What I wore on Monday, Mont Blanc Explorer. What I wore on Tuesday is Dior Sauvage. Still an amazing fragrance. I'm still going to talk about this one. I'm still going to wear this one right here. It gets way too much hate in my opinion. In the opening, you get bergamot and black pepper, so super fresh, citrusy, spicy, and then as it dries down, that is when the Ambroxan kicks in, giving it that very fresh, sharp, metallic shower gel feel, kind of similar to Mont Blanc Explorer. Performance, really good, 8 to 9 hours of performance. Big compliment getter as well. Women still love the way this one smells. If for some reason you haven't gotten your nose on this one, I would highly recommend doing so. What I wore on Tuesday, Dior Sauvage. What I wore on Wednesday is Rasasi Hawass Ice. This is one of my favorite fragrances at the moment. It just smells so incredible. It sticks to that Rasasi Hawass DNA, but it adds some fresh spiciness with some mint and a little more of an aquatic nature. So in the opening, super fresh, spicy. As it dries down, it becomes aquatic, but it keeps that bubblegum sweetness in the base. This stuff is a huge compliment getter. I actually got a compliment from somebody the day that I was wearing this, and they asked me exactly what it was that I was wearing. Performance is great. You easily get 9+ hours of performance. Pretty cheap as well. What I wore on Wednesday, Rasasi Hawass Ice. What I wore on Thursday is Cuttledge Island. This one right here is a dupe of Le Beau Le Parfum, and it does it extremely well. Smells about 95% similar. In the opening, you get a blast of pineapple and ginger, so super fruity and fresh. But as it dries down, that is when the coconut takes over. You get a blast of that coconut, and it combines with some tonka beans, some amber, so it has this kind of sweet vanilla feel. Kind of smells like a creamy pina colada. Smells really nice. Performance is insane. 9+ hours of performance. It's another one you could pick it up for a good price. Perfect for date night situations during the summertime. What I wore on Thursday, Cuttledge Island. What I wore on Friday, Lattafa Sucrate. This one right here is a clone of Acqua di Gio Profumo. In the opening, super fresh, citrusy. As it dries down, it becomes a little spicy, very aquatic. The only thing you're missing is the incense. You don't really get any smoky incense from this one. You mainly get a heavy patchouli smell combining with that fresh aquaticness. I actually received a compliment the day that I was wearing this. A lady asked me exactly what I was wearing, and I told her Lattafa Sucrate. And she was completely confused. She asked me what brand it was, how it was spelled. She actually gave me her phone and asked me to type it in her phone and show her the website that I bought it from. Very memorable compliment. Performance is decent. You get about 5 to 6 hours of performance. If you want that Acqua di Gio Profumo DNA, definitely check this one out. Again, on Friday, Lattafa Sucrate. And wrapping up the week on Saturday, I went with Lattafa Cade Al Fursan. One of the best cheap summertime fragrances money could buy. In the opening, it smells like pineapple juice combined with cotton candy, and then you add some spicy woods in the base. Really nice stuff. Performance is kind of the downside. I only get about maybe 4 to 5 hours of performance. This is another one I would definitely recommend checking out. Wrapping up the week on Saturday, Latafa Keita for San. All right, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know down below what you guys wore this week. I always love checking out the comments. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.